This is Lender Approvals. I'm James Vernon. Today we are addressing the #1 LLC funding secret nobody is talking about. If this helps you, like, comment, and share. And tell me in the comments what you're struggling with. Let's get started. Let me tell you exactly what happened to your funding application. It didn't get reviewed and declined. It didn't get debated. It got thrown in the trash, unread, before a single human being saw one number you worked to put together. And here's the part that should stop your scroll. It wasn't your credit score. It wasn't your bank balance. It wasn't your deal. It was your foundation. Most people who lose everything didn't lose on a bad idea. They lost because nobody showed them how to build the thing correctly from the ground up. Today we fix that. Here's something the wealthy understand that nobody teaches in school. Getting funded isn't about deserving it. It's about how you're perceived before you open your mouth. Lenders aren't rooting for you. They're running a risk calculation, and it starts the moment they see your business name, not your financials, your name. The moment a lender sees trucking, their system pulls decades of industry data. High overhead, high liability, high accident rates, high default history. The name alone told them your risk profile before you said a word. Change it to TRG Enterprise LLC and the story changes. Same business, same owner, completely different perception. It's not just industry words. Anything that sounds like a regulated financial institution, anything with a high liability history, anything too vague to understand. All of it works against you before the conversation starts. Now, your address. And I'm going to be direct, because this is one of the most recycled pieces of bad advice on the internet. That's 2015 advice being recycled in 2026. I have American Express Business Platinum, Gold, Blue Business Cash, and Amazon Business Prime. All approved, all at my home address. Because it's 2026. People work from home. Lenders know it. What actually matters isn't where your address is, it's whether it's consistent everywhere they look. Your LLC registration, your EIN letter, your bank account, your applications. Same address on every document. Consistency is the signal of a serious operator. Inconsistency is the red flag, not your home address. The card delivery move. When they ask where to send the card, and they will, you say, "Please send it to my home address. It's safer that way, and I don't want a lost card at the very beginning of our relationship." You just made a friend. That one sentence says you're responsible, you think ahead, and you value the relationship before it even starts. That's emotional intelligence applied to a financial conversation, and they feel it every time. The registered agent strategy. If you're forming your LLC right now and want a professional address from day one, use your registered agent's address. Northwest Registered Agents gives you a real commercial address the moment you sign up. It goes on your articles of organization, your EIN application, and your bank account application. Everything matches. One clean story. Then when the cards arrive at your home, log in and update the mailing address. Done. And if the bank asks for proof of residence, that's just your personal utility or phone bill. The business has its registered address, you have your home address, and the bank expects them to be different. Path 1. Form and do business in the same state. Find a registered agent there, use their address, file your articles with that state. Your LLC is domestic from day one. Clean. Path 2. You formed a Wyoming LLC for the protection, privacy, and tax advantages. Smart. But now you want to bank or buy property in another state. You register your Wyoming LLC as a foreign entity with that state's Secretary of State. Don't panic at foreign. It just means a business formed outside that state that wants to operate legally inside it. According to Northwest Registered Agents, they'll handle the entire foreign qualification filing for $75, plus whatever your target state's Secretary of State charges. And that varies, because it's a government fee. Nobody controls what the government charges. But Northwest files it correctly, so you don't risk doing it wrong and starting over. Think about what that buys you. Legal recognition in your target state, a paper trail a bank can verify instantly, and credibility before you say a word. That's not an expense. It's the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy. Now you walk in with everything in order. Nothing to question, nothing to flag.
The legal and financial shield. This is where you build the wall between you and everything that could go wrong. Without the right structure, your business and your personal life are the same thing in the eyes of the law. your home, savings, and car exposed every day you operate. Step 1. File your Articles of Organization. That brings your LLC into existence. But the document that protects you is the operating agreement, the one most people skip because their state doesn't require it. That's a mistake that can cost you everything. It's the proof your business runs by formal rules, and it's what stands between you and a judge who'd otherwise let someone come after your personal assets. Banks often won't approve without one. Non-negotiable. Next, your EIN. 9 digits, free from the IRS at irs.gov. It's the social security number for your business. Without it, you can't open a bank account, file business taxes, or build business credit. Form the LLC first, then get the EIN. That sequence matters. Now, the thing quietly killing funding applications every day. When you register, you select a NAICS code, 6 digits telling every lender what industry you're in. Banks use it to assess risk from historical default data for your whole industry. If your industry runs high defaults, the system flags your file automatically before anyone reads anything else. Vague catch-all codes and financial services adjacent codes draw scrutiny. Lender-friendly codes are specific, asset-backed, clearly defined. And here's the key. That code must match your name, your designation, and your stated purpose of funds, all 4 telling one coherent story. The moment one contradicts another, the system reads it as an unsophisticated borrower or a misrepresentation. Research that code before you register. Pick the one that accurately represents you and tells the cleanest story. Then, build everything on top of it. Building the banking relationship. A business bank account isn't just where you keep money. It's a live record of how you operate, and lenders read it like a book. Every dollar in and out must move through a dedicated business account under your LLC name using your EIN, never a personal or shared account. The moment you run a personal expense through it, you start chipping at the legal wall. Lawyers call it piercing the corporate veil. Keep it separate, always. Lenders don't look at a single snapshot. They look at your average daily balance over time. A stable balance signals a business that can handle its obligations. One scraping bottom signals one slow month from default. For at least 90 days before you apply, keep that average balance healthy. At minimum, 10% of your monthly deposits staying in the account. That track record is what earns a yes. Manage that account like every transaction is being evaluated, because it is. Activating your business credit profile. You've built the structure, the protection, the bank account. Now give your business a reputation lenders can measure. Start with your DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet. Free. A 9-digit identifier that creates your profile in the commercial credit world. Without it, your payment history is invisible to one of the most influential business bureaus. Apply today. It can take up to 30 days, and the clock starts when you apply. Then build credit through vendor trade lines. Net 30 accounts with suppliers who report to the business bureaus. Vendors like Uline, Granger, and Quill work with new businesses and report consistently. Open 3 to 5, buy things your business actually needs, and pay early. Not on time, early. Every early payment is a data point, proof of reliability recorded under your business identity. That's the story that gets a yes. Would you jump without checking your gear? Sit with this for a second. If you were about to step out of an aircraft at altitude, would you strap something on and hope it opens? Skip the gear check because you were in a hurry? Of course not, because when that jump goes wrong, it doesn't go a little wrong. That's exactly what happens when people launch an LLC without understanding the name they chose, the code attached to it, the structure behind it, or the banking history they needed to build first. They jump without checking the gear and wonder why it didn't open. Success isn't something you wing, it's something you engineer. Name, clean designation, right in NAICS code, consistent address, registered agent in your target state, Foreign entity registration if needed. Operating agreement, EIN. Business bank account, DUNS number. Trade lines. Every item matters. Every item works together, and every item must tell the same story before you submit a single application. The people you call successful checked every item. Then they jumped. Now you have the checklist. Use it. I put together a free guide, From Bad Credit to Bankable, 6 steps to buy your first property the way banks want to see it. Everything we covered and more. Links in the description. Completely free. Grab it and pass it to someone who needs it. Hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me where you are right now. Just starting your LLC? Already have one but unsure it's set up right? Or working on business credit? I read every one. And if you don't want to be like the lady who was denied 5 times by different banks, watch the next video to learn more. See you next week.